The world is muddied water falling from a bruised sky. For days, the rain has not ceased, turning the jungle floor into a sucking mire that pools at the feet of the Sky-Minus full clan. They are a small band of Australopithecus, hunched and shivering in a shallow overhang of rock and root that offers little comfort. The air is thick with the smell of wet, rotten fear, a scent that clings to their matted fur like a second skin. This is the brutal reality of their prehistoric life. There is no grand vista, no sun-drenched savanna, only this grey, claustrophobic cage where every dripping leaf could conceal it at the end. The fire, their one defiant star against the gloom, spits and hisses as the damp wood struggles to burn. It is a guttering flame, a symbol of their own fading hope. They huddle close, the old maid Lo-O-M glaring into the darkness with room-wide eyes, the mothers clutching their young who whimper softly, their cries lost in the ceaseless drumming of the rain. A sharp, ticking vocalization cuts through the downpour from the left. It sounds like stones being knocked together. A cool minus and minus answer that is not made by any monkey or bird they know. The clan freezes. Every head turns. Oh, emits out a low, guttural warning, and the others press themselves tighter against the cold stone. They know the sound. It is the pack. The jungle falls in a ringworm silent, save for the rain. The hunters are masters of this terrain, a nightmare woven from the very fabric of the undergrowth. These are not the lumbering titans of the open plains. These are smaller, faster, more intelligent dinosaurs. They do not hunt with brute force alone. They think, they coordinate, they learn. Then, from the right, a flicker of movement, a young female, Lure, who had strayed only a few feet to dig for roots, lets out a choked gasp. Face scaled, weary for erupts from a thicket of giant ferns, a blur of mottled green and brown. The Deinonychus is on her before a full scream can leave her throat. Its keratino-US claw, shaped like a sickle, flashing in the firelight. It does not go for the throat. It is too precise for that. It slams its weight into her, the cloth finding a home deep in her side, and she goes down into the mud with a wet crunch. A second hunter bursts from the gloom, its jaw snapping shut on her arm, and together they drag her, thrashing feebly, back into the suffocating grave. The entire attack takes less than 5 heartbeats. The clan can only watch, paralyzed by a primal fear that eclipses all thought. No one moves to help. Their limited survival skills are useless against such coordinated savagery. In that shared silence, a silent plea is cast into the drumming dark. Listen closely. You who come after, and understand the cost of the first spark. The loss of law hangs in the air, a cold weight heavier than the waterlogged canopy. Despair is a contagion, and it spreads quickly. Hello. The old leader rhythmically strikes the cave wall with his fist, a dull, hopeless thud that keeps time with the rain. The others rock back and forth, their low moans a litany of defeat. This is the way of things. The big minus-toothed and fast minus-clawed rule the prehistoric world, and they are merely the soft minus-fleshed prey that waits its turn. But one of them is not moaning. Duh, smaller than the others, his brow less pronounced, sits closest to the fire, his eyes fixed not on the menacing dark, but on the flames themselves. His hands are busy, turning a piece of black, glassy stone over and over. It is a piece of sky-minus stone obsidian chipped from the side of the dead fire mountain. It holds a wicked edge, one of their most useful ancient tools. He is not thinking of its edge now. He is lost in the way the firelight swims across its polished surface. In his fear and misery, the simple act of watching the light is a small anchor in a sea of terror. His thumb shifts, changing the angle of the stone. For a fraction of a second, a blindingly bright sliver of light leaps from the stone and slashes across the face of a female huddled nearby. She yelps, throwing a hand over her eyes, turning away with an angry grunt. O.O.M. stops his pounding and snarls at Na for the disturbance, but Na does not see them. He stares at the obsidian shard in his hand, a sudden stillness in his posture. His knuckles are white, He saw it. Not just the light, but her reaction, the instinctive, total, defensive reflex. The light hurt. His mind, a new and fragile thing in this ancient world of instinct and brute force, begins to connect patterns. The clicking calls of the Deinonychus, their swift, coordinated charges from the darkest parts of the jungle, their large, unblinking eyes, perfectly adapted for seeing in this perpetual bloom. Those eyes are their greatest weapon, and he holds a piece of fire that can wound them. This is a quiet, monumental moment in hominid history. Slowly, deliberately, Gnar angles the stone again. He aims at this time, not at a clan minus mate, but into the black maw of the jungle. He flicks his wrist. A razor of pure light cuts through the rain, illuminating 1,000 falling droplets in a brilliant, instantaneous flash before vanishing. A shout startled his answers from the darkness, followed by the sound of something scrambling away through the undergrowth. The clan stirs. They saw it too. They heard the reaction. Gnar gets to his knees. He holds up the obsidian flake for OOM to see. He doesn't have the words, but his gestures are frantic. Clear. He points to the stone, then to his own eye, blinking and turning away in mock pain. Then he points out into the jungle, where the hunters wait. He makes a low, clicking sound, imitating the raptors. He holds up the shard again, miming the flash of light. It is a desperate, insane idea to fight not with teeth or claws or clubs, but with captured starlight. OOM stares. His deep minus-set eyes narrowed in suspicion and confusion. To trust this unproven magic is a great risk, but to do nothing is to accept being picked off, one by one, until the rain washes their bones clean. The air crackles, not with thunder, but with a silent, profound shift in understanding. Dolgan, a creature of tradition and ingrained survival, looks from the flashing obsidian in Gnar's hand to the dark, indifferent jungle that still swallows their fallen. The flickering torchlight reveals the raw, desperate intelligence in Gnar's eyes, a spark that challenges the very order of their ancient earth. OOM grunts, a slow, grudging acknowledgement. He gestures to the others, then back to Gnar, a command for attention, if not immediate belief. The unspoken question hangs heavy. Can this new, fragile form of primitive technology truly turn the tide against the apex predators of their world? This is a crucible moment for human evolution. Gnar works quickly, his movements purposeful. He gathers more obsidian shards, passing them out to the strongest of the clan, teaching them with urgent, silent gestures how to hold the lithic flakes to catch the fire's glow. He shows them how to snap their wrists, how to aim the blinding spear of light. The concept of coordinated defense, of bipedal hominids moving as one, not in fight but in deliberate defiance, is an entirely new pattern of behavior for them. It is an act of incredible foresight. The initial seeds of what will one day become psychological warfare. They are terrified, their hands trembling as they grasp the cold, sharp stone, but the image of Law's frantic struggle, the guttural satisfaction of the dying in his pack, is fresher still. Fear of the unknown battles the certainty of death. The choice is stark. As the jungle's gloom deepens into true night, the clicking calls of the raptors intensify. Closer now, a chorus of hungry anticipation. They are drawing in, tightening the noose. The clan, a small huddle of Homo sapiens in all but name, positions themselves. The strong males stand guard with heavy branches, their role to protect Gnar, who crouches by the fire, ready to send out the first wave of light. Others are spread out, hidden amongst the roots and fallen leaves at the mouth of their shallow cave, each gripping their obsidian shard. The rain lessens, a cruel tease, replaced by a dense, humid silence that magnifies every snap of a twig, every rustle of a leaf. The pressure is immense. Then, a sudden, explosive charge. Two Deinonychus burst from the undergrowth, sinuous bodies moving with terrifying speed, their keratin-US claws extended, ready to disembowel. Their eyes, black and piercing, are locked onto the cluster of Australopithecus by the fire. At Gino's guttural shout, a chorus of flashes erupts, not just one, but many. Reflecting from multiple points around the cave entrance, the raptors shriek, a sound of pure disorientation and pain. Their heads snapping back, they collide with each other, momentarily confused, their perfectly adapted night vision overwhelmed by the sudden, intense bursts of light. One stumbles, caught off balance, and a male with a heavy branch brings it down with a desperate, crushing blow. The raptor collapses, thrashing. The other, momentarily stunned, turns and darts back into the shadows, leaving behind a bewildered silence. A small, shaky cheer ripples through the clan. They have struck back. A new, terrifying game has begun. The jungle exhales. The rain miners cleansed air thick with the scent of fear and something new defiance. The Australopithecus clan, huddled once more, is changed. One of the Deinonychus lies broken, a testament to Gino's desperate gamble, to the power of a flash of light against an enemy built for shadow. They have not defeated the pack. The clicks still echo, more cautious now, but still there. Yet, something profound has shifted in the fabric of their ancient history. The first faltering steps of a species, not just adapting to its environment, but actively manipulating it, began in that muddy hollow. The flashes of obsidian, once just reflections, were the first flickers of organized intelligence, the birth of a strategy that transcended brute strength. This, then, is the blueprint for our own unlikely ascent, the audacity to stare into the jaws of overwhelming power and, with a shard of stone and a shared resolve, to blind it. The brutal, unforgiving reign of the dinosaurs forged the very instincts that would one day allow their distant descendants to chart the stars. The question is not whether they survived this night, but how many more such nights shape the very core of what it means to be human.